Well, hi there, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me again. This is Jock here, and this is Pest Finder Pro. And today I'm actually going to be jumping into something that's actually really, really important for the pest control industry, and that is that you've heard probably the saying over quite a long time recently, because of AI. And if you've actually missed those episodes that I've done on AI bots and where AI is going in the pest control industry, make sure that you go back and you check those episodes out. Today, I'm going to jump into a little bit more of it and tell you why ranking is dead. SEO is dead. Well, that's what people, it's not quite dead, but that's actually what people are saying. That's what a lot of experts are saying. And the signs are there. The signs are there. The signs that it's not the same as what it used to be. And I'm seeing signs of this myself. So I wanted to jump on today to give you a little bit of insight. We're going to jump into generative engine optimization, which seems to be really complicated, but essentially it's the new SEO. Now, gone are the days, you're going to still see it now. You're going to still see where, ranking has some importance, but not the way you think. So I kind of want to jump into that. So when we come right back, we're going to jump right into generative engine optimization and what it means for your pest company and why are we saying that SEO is dead. As I said, we're going to jump into this generative engine optimization. Sounds like a big fancy term, but essentially, if you've been living under a rock, then you've probably missed the fact that AI is everywhere. And if not, then you know that it's everywhere because you're probably either embracing it or you're terrified of it. And I've mentioned before, we've covered this in a number of ways before. And today I kind of want to jump into what you really should be considering. So if you're a pest company and you want to get more leads, you would normally, you work on content, you work on backlinks, you work on your social media, and all of that is what we kind of used to do and still do to an extent, but it's different now, right? It's really different now. And there is some truth to the saying that, SEO is dead. Like I said, it is and it's not. You're still going to have to get some good links. You're still definitely even more than ever going to have to deal with content, but it's not the way that you think. So imagine this. Somebody is looking for, say, mosquito control, or they're looking for a pest control service, okay? And so what they do is they would just go on Google search and they would put in a term into Google search that they're looking for a pest control company near them, or they're maybe looking for mosquito control in whatever city it is. And it used to be that you would have, your Google My Business, not Google My, it's Google Business now, but Google Business, you'd have all your local area pages, which are still, it's still effective in some way, but we'll get into that. You've got to do it in a different way. And then obviously the search engine would then show you choices that you can make. But people are not doing that now. Okay. People are going onto their computers or their phones and they're either going on voice, and I have an episode on voice search, or they're just searching for something. I've got mosquitoes. How do I get rid of these mosquitoes around my home? There's too many of them. Or I think I've got bed bugs. How can I get rid of these bed bugs? And even Google now is showing more than ever AI, AI search. They're showing AI results. And people are not really going on to the ranks. They're not going on to the normal search engines to get found in the top 10. In fact, what you actually need to do now is change your whole strategy to focus primarily on AI before AI search, before anybody else jumps ahead of the game for you. And that's what's happening now, is because they're going on to ChatGPT, they're going on to other AI tools that are out there. Claude, they're going on to, I'm not going to code, but they're going on to Perplexity, and they're asking questions, and that's becoming the new search engine. It's becoming the new way to find anything. Even myself, I'm going on and I'm maybe looking for something or researching. I'm going on and asking the questions, and it's all about questions and it's all about conversation. It's not really about keywords and ranking in the top 10 in the search results in the page. It's no longer like that. And so your content has to be top quality, and it has to get found by AI models, essentially. So that's what you've got to kind of take into consideration. And this is why we're saying that SEO is dead, and it's now generative engine optimization. It means that AI is scanning the results. It's scanning that content, and if yours is the best content, is going to show that searcher, is going to show that individual who's looking for it the result. And actually, I'm finding more and more that people are finding your business through AI search. And I can't remember the last time I went on Google now to do a general search or even research. I'm even tending to use ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and all these other ones. So more and more people are going to adopt this, because if you don't adopt it, you're going to get left behind. Now, I went into, before we talked about bots and how these bots can, be a hit or a miss really with your website. But we're not talking about it in that terms now. We're talking about it in terms of searching when people are looking for a service. And so even more, stop worrying. What I want to tell you, stop worrying about where am I ranking? Where am I ranking? Where am I coming? And people are going to say as well, and you've got a lot of these companies now are going to jump out and say, rank in the search results in AI, get in the top 10 for AI. And it's not really about a linear result. It's not really about who's coming in the top. It's, does that content, does it actually answer the searcher's intent or the searcher's question? Does your content match their intent? Essentially, that's what we're looking for. Does your content match their intent? So you're no longer writing in the same way as you did before. So you really need to care about, moving forward. If you don't want to get left behind, guys, you really need to be thinking about, how am I going to get more business? How am I going to get ahead of the game? How am I going to get more leads for my pest control company? Well, it's all to do with the quality of that content, how it's written, how it's developed, and how it kind of matches that search intent that the user will have. And so it's not about you, like I said, it's not about you coming in the top 5 or top 10. It's about the AI searching, finding your content, and offering that as a potential solution to that searcher based on their intent and the question that they ask, right? So essentially what you need to think about is, how is this conversation going? Because the LLM models and AI is all about conversational tone. So as a journalist or a writer, I would write in a certain way as a journalist. If I was writing academic papers, I would write in a certain way. If I'm writing a creative story, then I'm going to write it in a certain way. And if I'm writing conversationally, then I'm going to write it with a different kind of perspective and a different kind of intent, thinking about how that conversation would go between me and a person, or me that's searching. So it's all about this conversational style and tone and how you actually approach it. So even now, people are skipping Google and Bing and jumping straight onto AI tools because it's on their phone. You can just jump and just ask a question and it's going to come up. Or it's, even now, like I mentioned just before, that Google is now prioritizing AI. And so it's kind of trying to marry that relationship between the search intent and what they're finding, the information that they're finding to give to that searcher. So what does this mean for SEO? Well, here's the thing you got to think about. AI answers are they're more personal. They're not based on keywords. and the amount of keywords and the amount of backlinks and things like that's all going to change. Yes, there's still an element to it now, but that is going to change, and you may as well get ahead of the game now. It is going to change. There's no doubt about it. The meta titles, meta descriptions, all that's all going to change. And people might actually argue with me and say, no, that's not about it. But it is, because the reality was with SEO was about gaming the system. SEO was about algorithms and scanning web pages and looking at the web pages, the content and the relevance. And generative engine optimization is about connection, emotion. It also has an element of intent, but it's conversational, it's personal, and it's about trust. And there's still an element that when you write, you still have to follow certain protocols with how you write things, using an EAT protocol or something like that, okay? Expertise, experience, authority, relevancy, trustworthy, all that kind of stuff is still important. But it's all about trust, and it's all about how your content and everything else can get found by the person who's searching, and AI is giving them that information. So it's not about cranking out tons of articles just to get out there. It's about maybe where people are going to be cranking out 5 articles, it's just about you doing one really good one. And then, like I said before, diversifying the media in a conversational way, even the way that you do an FAQ section these days, right? You're going to have to update your FAQs or the way you do it. And I've got a kind of insight on how I'm going to change it for the people that I consult for and what I'm looking at, rather than what people are out there. I can still see that people are just going to ask a question and answer it. And that's not really the way it's going to go. You've really got to get into that intent. You've really got to get into that feeling. You've got to be able to convey something in a conversational way and more with emotions and stuff like that. So there's still a lot to think about. Well, there's still going to be an element of search engine optimization. It's not going to be the same way, guys. It's definitely not. Whilst it might carry on for the next maybe so many months or even a year, it's dwindling, and it's already dwindling. You can see it in the search engines now. It's dwindling. Everything's going to, people are searching AI. I was in it's interesting. I was in a coffee shop the other day, and I heard people talking, and even an older person, not even such a young person, just like, yeah, I go onto AI and I ask AI and I get all this information. It's amazing. Now we've had a 5 that's been released that now has agentic support and can act and do things for you. People more and more are going to utilize that, and it's going to come to the point. There was a report that came out ages ago where Meta is looking at being able to have glasses on you, where the glasses will be in real time, and you'll just talk and say, I want to book such and such, or I want to have this done and it's going to get done for you. It's going to make appointments. It's going to buy product for you. It's going to do everything for you. So you've really got to think about, you might be fearful of it now, but you've got to get ahead of the game. And if you're a pest control company and you really want to get more leads, forget about the ranking, forget about trying to just be there on the top all the time, and think about how you are going to get conversational, how you're going to be able to connect emotionally with the searcher and that person's intent, and give them what it is that they need through approach to AI. How you develop that content with charts and statistics and questions and conversation and so much more about that. Even having good profiles about your company up there and story about your company and building your brand story, your pest control brand story. That's probably more important than anything else at the moment, right? If you prepare now, then as things get worse, change over more and more and more. And remember, the AI is developing so fast constantly. It is a race. If you start to develop things now, you're going to be set for the future. But if you're the one that's holding back and still doing all the old stuff and still looking toward all the old stuff and just concentrating on that, you're going to get left behind. And you don't really want to do that. So It's just something to consider, guys, how it's changing, how even the way that reviews are going to be done as well is going to change as well. More you're going to have to get more video reviews and conversational ways of doing the reviews instead of writing, because I don't think the AI is going to start want to pick up these just written reviews, because again, they can be gamed. The system can be gamed. This is the problem that I saw with SEO. SEO can be gamed. There's so many people out there that can cheat with SEO and crappy backlinks and everything else. Well, that's going to go now. You've got to be ahead of the game. Your content's got to be great. Your media's got to be great. You've really got to make that connection. And AI's got to see you as the authority. And that's not going to change. And so the way that you do things moving forward is changing from what everybody's considering now. Even your location pages that you're doing, whether in Pest Finder Pro, you do location pages or on your website, it's got to be conversational and connecting in that way. It can't just be generic anymore, guys. So that's something you got to think about. If you want to get ahead of the game, and you want to try to change things over and just move toward this framework and the way things should be done now, then connect with me, pestfinderpro.com, or just leave a comment and I'll connect with you. We can have a chat and we can see what's going to happen from there. So just, guys, you've got to really think about it. Even jumping on like a question, maybe like termites in the fall, why do termites... Somebody might say, why am I seeing termites in such and such a city now at this time? And your content has got to answer that, but in a conversational way. So if you need help with all that, if you need a plan to change now, before it's too late, then connect with me. I'll be happy to help you. So guys, looking forward to seeing you. If you've got any questions, reach out to me. Thank you for listening. Just a quick one today. Hope you take it on board. I've got more guests that are going to be coming up, and hopefully some of our members are going to be coming on and telling their stories in a conversational way on how they started their business and what makes them successful, etc., etc. Hopefully, I'm also going to have some more entomologists, and I'll have Daniel back, and I'll have David Coyle back as well. So we've got so much to talk about. And there is a few other changes that we're going to look at as well in terms of what you need to be prepared for with changes in the seasons and the insects and all that kind of stuff. And, even with, as we see in the news, mosquitoes. So I want to jump into that in one of the next episodes as well. So guys, any questions, reach out to me. I'll be coming up with some more ideas on how you can play out these scenarios and moving forward. God bless. Thanks for tuning in to the Pest Finder Professionals podcast. Don't forget to subscribe for more expert tips and strategies to elevate your pest control business. Join us at pestfinderpro.com and access exclusive features to dominate your market. Until next time, keep thriving and exterminating.